Hola, ¿qué tal familia? Muchísimas bendiciones, que la paz de Dios esté con ustedes hoy, mañana y siempre. Por acá, por este medio, como siempre, trayéndole algo nuevo por acá. Señores, publicaron pues una audiencia pues donde estaban pues interrogando al detective referente al caso de Rosa. Le hicieron varias preguntas, que si todo pues se había hecho pues al pie de la letra, y que si conocía a Fran Ramos. Y nada, estas fueron las palabras que respondió el detective. Se lo voy a dejar a ustedes por acá para que ustedes puedan ver este video, y quiero que me dejen en los comentarios pues sus opiniones. El video está en inglés, pero la traducción está en español, así que nada, presten mucha atención a esto y seguimos.
Yes, sir.
I was there when they were doing the autopsy, and I got to see when they actually pulled the skin back, and the doctor explained to me that it hit organs and organs and organs.
Do you have any specialized training to know? You yourself, that's what they're asking.
I'm not a doctor, if that's what you're asking.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
Well,
I'm asking if you have any specialized training to know on your own, without another person telling you the depth of your wound.
Well, visually, you could see if a wound or an injury goes through skin, and if it hits the organ, you can make an estimation, but other than visual.
Okay. Can you also visually identify the force needed to create certain wounds?
It depends if it strikes a bone or not.
And you can tell that visually, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have any expertise to determine what's a defensive wound or offensive wound?
May I just inquire if I can go back? Do you still need this, Briella, or can I go
Oh,
back to my table?
no, I do not. Thank you, Ms. Morales. Do you have the expertise to determine what is a defensive or offensive wound?
I have handled many homicides and or stabbings, and I am talking to you from experience that I know what a defensive wound is in a knife attack.
So that's yes? You have that?
Well, it's experience on the job dealing with it many times. I don't have the medical explanations, but I can tell you what's consistent with a defense wound.
Okay. Is one of the witnesses that you interviewed Mr. Frank Ramos?
Frank Ramos, I interviewed him or dealt with him before. Initially, I don't think I interviewed him initially. I interviewed the defendant's father.
Now, have you met Mr. Ramos prior to this incident?
No.
And since the incident, how often do you speak?
Objection to relevance.
Judge, the detective testified that he received a still shot from Ramos. The detective also, if you recall, on the 22nd of November, took his personal cell phone to Mr. Ramos' home for a Zoom meeting. Everybody remembers that, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
He appeared on his cell phone.
His cell phone, correct.
For us, at your Honor's request,
Right.
he drove over there to do that.
When I asked the detective to drive over and find him so we could take testimony from him as to whether he agreed to entering his apartment for inspection.
Okay.
Okay. Where are we going with this?
Have you relayed any of the findings to Mr. Ramos?
I have an
Wait a
objection
minute.
pending.
Now we're on a new question.
Right.
Yes.
All right, let me hear your question.
Yes, Judge. I don't want to talk about the cell phone anymore. He took his cell phone, Your Honor asked, he said yes. The evidence, the investigation, the course of the investigation. Have you revealed details to Mr. Ramos about it?
Absolutely not.
So you never told Mr. Ramos that
Objection to
there was
relevance.
I'm sorry. What would be the relevance of that? I'll allow you to respond to her objection.
I'd like to know, Your Honor, any type of bias or any type of, why would Mr. Ramos know that there were X amount of
No, we
stabbings?
don't have anything in this record which would indicate that Mr. Ramos knows there were X amount of stabbings. Move on to your next question, ma'am.
Mr. Ramos would know what the search is on the phone.
Objection to relevance. I mean, for this hearing, all of this is irrelevant.
Madam Assistant, next question, please.
I think I'm done. Give me one moment, Your Honor. I think I'm done. Thank you, Detective.
Thank you. Any redirect?
Yes, sir,
Is
thank
there
you.
one order?
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Mr. Lewis. is
Well, in the
on.
future, don't hesitate to bring her notes about questions that you think she might want to ask during examination. Is there anything else you have in this witness that you want to ask of this witness, Mr. Real?
Yes.
Okay, let's get it done.
Judge, I can streamline it a lot faster if I just ask the questions, because those are my notes. That's why I know I understand your policy, Judge. Shouldn't take long. I'd have to tell her what my notes mean.
It's really deciphered in his handwriting. When you were interviewing Derek, did you have your gun?
Objection to relevance.
Okay, ma'am, a lot of these things that you're raising here, Mr. Lewis, are things that I would hear ordinarily if you were arguing that his confession or statement were not voluntary or constitutionally taken, but I'm really much more interested in focusing on the circumstances of his detention. So I'm thinking this goes a bit far afield. I want to give you guys a full opportunity to put as much evidence as you got.
Bueno, mis hermanos, ahí ustedes pudieron ver, esa fue pues una de las audiencias con respecto a la interrogación pues que le estaban haciendo al detective. Ahí se le preguntó que si conocía a Fan Ramos, él dijo que no. Él fue claro y preciso en lo que él pues habló en ese medio, y no sé, me gustaría escuchar las opiniones de ustedes referente a esto. Yo espero que este video le haya gustado, pues lo hacemos con amor y cariño para que ustedes lo puedan ver, para mantenerlo informado. Muchas personas querían ver esta parte del video, ahí está, con respecto pues a la investigación. Esperamos ahora que todo esto pues se pueda resolver según los acontecimientos. Y nada, esperemos que sea Dios que esté obrando. Recuerden que Cristo te ama, Dios te ama sin importar la clase de persona que tú seas. Dios te ama y quiere que tú llegues a su camino para que pueda alcanzar la salvación y la paz que solo Él la puede dar. Cristo viene, la venida de Cristo está a la puerta. Preparémonos, señores, porque Él viene y está a punto de levantar a su iglesia, y queremos que tú seas salvo. Amén, porque no ha mandado su Hijo Dios a condenar al mundo, sino para que todos acudan al arrepentimiento y sean salvos. Así que muchísimas bendiciones para todos y hasta la próxima.